All right, what's up, guys? TGIF.
What's up? Last day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Shout first na lang muna bago tayo.
All right. Advance happy birthday to Jimmy William Go, one of our most loyal listeners.
Si William Go. Happy birthday, bro.
Shout out to Jeff Agustin and the basketballista Lancaster from Lancaster, England. Thank you din daw kay Andrew Ostrias pag-add sa kanya sa GC. Shout out Joe Balagtas. Congrats on getting your US visa approved. Shout out Kobe Padiernos. And may nag-message sa akin kanina. Siguro mamaya ako na ito i-mention. Medyo sad siya eh. Medyo to the end of the episode na lang. Hindi pala medyo.
Sige, end of the episode. Atin pag-usapan yan. Is that something we can talk about? Or is it
this is something we can talk about.
Okay.
This is a big thing, man.
Okay.
It's just kind of sad.
Sige, pag-usapan
Hindi kind of
natin.
sad. Sad pala.
Sad talaga. Sige. So anyway, yesterday, I think everybody knows naman na wala naman masyadong nangyari basketball kahapon. Literally, I'm looking at Hoops Hub right now and there was literally nothing.
Wala, dumating lang si Kai.
Dumating si Kai, tapos may nakita ako pictures ni JC na paalis na doon.
Yeah, he's planning in daw today. Or
so
arriving tomorrow pala.
Arriving tomorrow. I think yung picture kanina nandun pa siya sa wherever he is, kung saan man flight yun. Pero Philippine Airlines na linya siya, so that's something cool to see. So, yun lang, Kai arrived, which is something that we're waiting for, and we expect him to be I expect him to be automatically in the lineup.
Same.
Because of,
I don't think they're gonna waste having Kai over.
Hindi. At saka, number one, wala naman tayong ibang 7-3.
Yeah.
Number two, yun yung future natin eh. So, you kind of shoot two birds with one stone. In terms of developing someone like Kai na bata pa, plus, obviously, kailangan mo na siya ngayon. Iba siya dun sa mga dun sa mga Carl Tamayo, Kevin Kiambao. Kasi yung Carl Tamayo, Kevin Kiambao, you can still think about like, right now, what you need sa team mo. Will you go for someone na nasa pro versus Carl? But obviously, developmental, mas maganda kung sina Carl, sina Kevin. Si Kai kasi parang, right now, kailangan mo na siya. Number 2, kailangan mo siya i-develop. So parang, yun yung no-brainer sa akin yung Kai. So, sobrang no-brainer.
Pero bakit natin kailangan si Kai? Like, bakit di ba natin rin kailangan? Oh, yeah, exactly. No other people kasi don't get that eh.
You gotta get guys whom, if you choose between...
I'm just trying to lay it down.
Such a talented group of individuals, such a talented group of hoopers, you kind of have to choose the ones na ito, walang ibang makakapagbigay nito. Kaya I really believe Gio Halalon deserves to be in that pool. Kung meron kang hindi kayang bigay ng ibang tao, mas matitignan ka ng tao. So, with Carl, as great as he is obviously at that 4 spot or even 3 spot, uunahin mo siya dun sa pros. Developmentally, yes, but right now, hindi pa. Diba? Si Kai, meron na siya agad na hindi mabibigay ng ibang tao.
What do the pros have over guys like Carl Tamayo and Kevin Kiambao? Experience?
Experience. I feel like, well, yeah, actually experience lang. Because if you talk talent, laban yung bata. Experience nga lang siguro. Because who will you take out for Kai? For Carl.
For Carl.
Yung mga natin kahapon. Either si 3D. I think he's gonna be a solid 3 na eh. O ifo-4 mo pa ba si Carl?
Ifo-4 mo lang siya because of his height eh. Pero he definitely can.
Kaya na niya mag-3, bro. Kaya na niya mag-3. So kung 3, si 3D, si Calvin.
Oo.
Yung mga yon. Si Ray, if ever. Si Alain. Yun nga, exactly. If you're gonna put him against these guys, and you're talking about, again, spot-up shooters, unahin ko sila kay Carl. Si Carl kasi effective pag may bola eh.
Oo. Tama.
I think that's not a hot take. He's effective with the basketball.
That's a very objective take.
That's a very, like, I love Carl. Pero, come on, bro, kapon, pinapanood ko yung highlights sa kalaban Arellano, pag nasa kanya yung bola, talaga ang galing eh. So, you have other ball dominant na nga, lalo na JC. JC's gonna have the ball, I believe, 80% of the time. He's gonna start the offense 80% of the time. So dun sa 20% na yon, ang dami mo ipapasok doon. Si Kiefer, si Berto, obviously si Junmar, bibigyan mo din sa ilalim yan. So, ay wala pala si Junmar. But still, di ba, ang dami na eh. So parang dun sa 3 spot na yon, medyo si safety ka ng floor spacer talaga. So if you look at it that way, if you look at it that way, if shooting yung role, hindi ko pipiliin si Carl. Kaya nga but si Kai kasi parang obvious ba? Wala naman tayo 7'3" di ba? Naka-develop ka na ng bata, 7'3" pa yung bata. So, di ba? So, siya lang yung matic sa akin. Siya lang yung matic. Kahit si Kevin Kiambao kasi parang people are saying hindi laging dapat developmental. People are mad when we talk learning experience. People are mad, di ba? O sige, so you wanna win now? I'm taking Alain Maliksi and Calvin Oftana. Now, I'm taking them kung shooting ang pinag-uusapan. Pero of course, if you need someone who can handle the basketball, kung wala kang Jordan Clarkson, edi Carl Tamayo ko.
I feel like everything is different right now with the composition of the team because of having a Jordan Clarkson.
Iba yung... Actually, pati yung Kai Soto, I assume or I expect Kai to be someone we can go to kasi international talent ka na NBL ka. Nagpa-draft ka NBA. So, technically, I mean, obviously JC is JC. Pero Kai shouldn't be far behind if you're talking about an NBA talent. Diba? Kailangan
expect them to run a lot of two-man games.
Silang dalawa, no?
Dalawa. Bro, that's gonna be very interesting to watch. I'm excited for that.
At the end of the day, lamang sa si Kai, I mean, diba? Galing kang NBL We expect...
Saka pare 7'3" ka, when you have a 7'3" guy who can move like that, sarap tapo ng bola sa kanya, bro.
Pare. Kasi, kaya ikaw si JC.
Lalo lang with a guy like JC who is used to playing with guys as tall as that.
True. And with JC, obviously, paglabas niya ng pick and roll, ito double yan. O ibiblitz yan. Ma-open yung roller ngayon. So hopefully, if that's Kai, pagkuha niya ng bola, kailangan mo dumiskarte. I expect a lot from Kai. I think it has to reach a point that he shouldn't be a role big.
I think he has to embrace being one of like the top guys or like the top guy you can go to as far as the big men are concerned on
especially kung wala si Junmar, siya na yung top guy sa post. Siya lang yung nakikita ko na pwede mong bigyan talaga. International play. I mean, PBA obviously pwede mong bigyan si Ian Sanggalang, but international play, yung pwede mong bigyan, tapos the offense will start from him. Kasi medyo manliliit sina Ian mangliliit sina Raymond So, mangliliit sina Japet, ganyan. So, kung bibigyan mo ng bola tapos mag-iisip ng kung may pupuntahan, kasi 7'3". Makikita niya yung floor.
Tsaka kasi tama. As early as now kasi na-develop na ni Kai yung ibang facets ng game niya.
Bro.
Kahit papano. I mean, say what you want about the kid, but like he knows how to pass, he knows how to dribble.
May versatility siya.
Kasi versatility na siya.
Unlike here, when you're tall, you can live in the paint. Because obviously, if you tower over every other player here in the Philippines,
tatagal ka na.
Kaya mo na sa ilalim. Like, mamama ka sa ilalim. But if you play international, na si Kai Soto, even though he's 7'3", may mga matatangkad din doon. So he had to expand his game. Unlike yung mga bigs dito, mabubuhay yan sa loob. So with Kai, I really expect a lot. I think with the current crop, I expect obviously JC. Pero kay Kai ako, like I'm high on, I want to see him really take that next step to being, alam mo yung young buck na bata ka sa Gilas, pasok ka. Nung unang dating niya, di ba? Parang, may matangkad tayo sa Gilas. Picture siya with Junmar, di ba? Parang, cute. Di ba? Parang cute. Parang, may Kai Soto, bata pa to. High school pa siya noon if I'm not mistaken, di ba? Yung muntik niya daktakan yung import natin dati ata sa PBA. Or basta, yung sa Meralco. Noon parang cute pa eh. Ngayon bro, hindi na. Ngayon ano ka na? Mama ka na eh. So, bro, you gotta come in and bring that NBL experience na we expect. I expect that from him.
I feel like talaga this is really a good time for him to show a lot of the people like in the NBA to prove to them na he can hang with the best, diba?
True. And bro, if you wanna be an NBA talent, wala atang NBA talent na pag pumunta sa international hindi gumagawa.
Oo, tama yan.
Or tama yung siguro may mga times minamalas, normal yung minamalas pero walang NBA talent ang bumababa sa international. But when I say bumababa, I think it's safe to say naman pare, top dogs are in the NBA. Anytime you go to the international game, FIBA, kumbaga, one step ahead lagi yung NBA guys. Diba?
I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair to say. Kasi in the hierarchy of things naman,
NBA talaga.
ang NBA Pro,
Oo.
tsaka FIBA Amateur. So,
okay. Tama.
At least if you look at it that way, that's really
best of the best talaga sa NBA. So, if you wanna at least be considered an NBA talent or an NBA potential player, kung hindi ka man dominant sa FIBA, kita nila yung separation mo dun sa rest of the group. You're gonna see because JC's separation will be very evident. Grabe yan, bro. Grabe yan, pare. So, I expect Kai to maybe not be as separated as JC. Obviously, JC, 6-man of the year na yan. Ano na yan eh. All-pro na yan eh. Pero, kita mo yung separation niya in terms of his composure, in terms of his skills, di ba? So, I expect a lot from Kai. And then JC obviously will come back. Okay,
okay.
That's all. Yun lang nangyari sa basketball kahapon.
That's all that happened.
Like,
pero nag-post ka naman ng Q&A, di ba?
Pero literally yun lang yung nangyari. Okay, before we go Q&A, let's talk. We talked about SMB TNT na no? Game 1. Let's talk Game 1. Sunday kasi yan so wala tayong episode bukas.
Okay.
Game
Alright,
1.
Sunday.
Both of them medyo may rest. Lamang lang ng 3 araw si TNT sa pahinga, but you know, being able to rest 5 days yun, di ba? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days. Then tomorrow, babanat na ulit yung SMB. I think that's more than enough.
Yeah, for a pro team.
Kasi nasanay nga silang every other day. Ngayon, kahit buti nga, tinanggal yung game today.
Okay, so definitely rest or fatigue is out of the question.
Yeah. I don't think Coach Leo or SMB will use
that in. Yeah, I don't think they will. That's using an excuse na lang more than anything.
So I think we can expect a rested both teams.
Yeah,
on
for
Sunday.
sure.
Tsaka, meron ba ang SMB na Jason Castro type? Parang wala, no?
Wala, bro.
Wala, no?
Wala.
I think Jason is the oldest already in this series. Na part nung core. He is the oldest. Ilan to ba si Chris? Pero si Chris kasi hindi 100% eh. He hasn't been 100%, diba? This whole semis. This whole playoffs.
Yeah.
He hasn't been 100%. So, and also, Chris doesn't play as much as Jason, at least in the semis. He didn't play as much as Jason. Jason played 30 plus minutes every game eh. Si Chris medyo may luxury ka of having a Simon Enciso there. So, yeah. So, if anyone needs the rest, it's Jason. So, since SMB doesn't have a Jason, I think they're gonna be okay on Sunday. Yeah. So
I think the reason why Jason hasn't been resting a lot is because I think Brian Heruela is injured.
Pero still, even when Brian Heruela is there, pagdating ng playoffs, medyo nababawasan yung minutes niya. I think it's because obviously kasi if the scouting report of each team you go up against in the playoffs, baka 2 pages dyan, Mikey Williams eh. So Jason really needs to come in during the playoffs and be like, di niyo ako pwede kalimutan. And that's what he's been doing these past playoffs.
I think that's also the way the vets play in the PBA. Like, guy like Elite Tenorio, pagdating ng playoffs, he can be cruise control the whole season.
Yep.
Pero pagpasok ng playoffs, this is my time. My time
to
shine.
Jason, if anyone needs rest for the playoffs, it's Jason. Well, obviously you would think Junmar, pero I'm talking age lang. I'm talking just age. I think the usage this whole playoffs, kung number 1 si Junmar, yung kay Junmar kasi hindi mo masasabing like pag tinignan mo yung numbers, hindi magiging number 1 si Junmar because the ball doesn't start with him. Usually yung mataas yung usage, yun yung nagbababa ng bola. Tapos didiskarte. Versus a big man na bababa, bibigyan mo ng bola. Pero usage rate, I think we can all agree, ang pinaka maximized si Junmar. So, other than Junmar, parang si Jason na, bro. Mikey and Jason.
I agree, Mikey and Jason, yeah.
Mikey and Jason. Kasi wala namang Berto these
Yeah.
playoffs. Sa Meralco, hindi man naman talaga ikot naman. Yung nagsisimula yung opensa sa Magnolia, marami sila.
Oo.
It's really
Marami sila nagbababa ng bola.
TNT yung dalawa, and then Junmar sa
Junmar.
kabila. Other than Junmar, who starts the offense sa SMB?
Wala, bro.
Wala,
The start of their offense is literally dump it into the post.
Tama. Unless pa-pass break si CJ.
Oh,
or
but every half court set, it's
it
always
has to
first
go
option
through.
is the post.
It has to go through Junmar.
If not kay Junmar, kay Vic Manuel.
Tama. It
or
has
kay
to go.
Mo Tautua.
Oo.
Always dump it into the post and then they play through that.
SMB,
up screen, cross screen, whatever.
SMB is the epitome of inside-outside basketball.
Yeah.
Out. Talagang i-inside muna sila out. Kaya pag out kay na Jericho or kay CJ, closing out yung pantay nila.
Yes.
Kasi galing sa poste. Yun ang kagandahan pag meron kang post presence eh. Pagpasok mo sa poste, syempre kaklag yun. Kasi syempre kahit hindi man dumobble team, sasag. Kasi syempre, tutulong ka pag nakaikot si Junmar dyan or si Mo or si Vic. So pag kick out ngayon sa mga Jericho Cruz, Marcio, CJ, puta, isang first step lang, isang swing step lang. Pa-close out, yun ang pinakamadali maiwan, bro.
Yeah.
Yung pa-close out.
Every damn time.
Pa-close out
yun
ka
yung
sa akin.
pinaka-favorite kong atakihin.
I mean,
siguro lahat naman ata eh, di ba?
Hindi. That's easier than on the dribble, iiwan mo. Bro, palapit sa'yo, puta momentum, papunta sa'yo. Tapos ikaw, yung first step ng CJ Perez tsaka Jericho, unmatched So, yeah, totoo ka doon. When you say the offense revolves around someone, it's Junmar and Mikey Jason. So, yung dalawang yun. So, with rest, malaking bagay yun. But I think Junmar's gonna be okay. I think this is the most conditioned I've seen Junmar ever.
So, how do you feel TNT can match up to that kind of offense?
Wala, pare. This is gonna be Coach Shots, series to win. I'm not kidding, bro. Like gets ko yung obviously the players are the players, but I'm saying for them to stop Junmar,
there should be a blueprint.
There's a game plan. It's either, yun na nga, will Coach Chot try to stop Junmar? Will he try to do the for the past 8 years impossible? Ang nakastop lang kay Junmar, injury, bro eh. Like honestly, yun lang ang nakastop kay Junmar. Diba? Yeah, so for the past 8 years, the only thing that stopped Junmar has been injury. So, will Coach Chot try to do the impossible and try to focus on the impossible so far, which is stop Junmar? Or will he focus on, sige, Junmar na lang. Lahat. Stop natin. So, yun yung magiging biggest question. Yun, actually, bukas sa Sunday pala, makikita mo na eh. Makikita mo na kung anong sistema ang tatakbo ni Coach. Ido-double ba niya ng wild si Junmar? Para ilabas, tapos scramble tayo, or puta, titingnan natin kung anong. So, I think Sunday pa lang makikita natin ano yung initial game plan ni Coach. If it works, then tutuloy niya. If it doesn't, then he will have to adjust. But this is Coach Chot's coaching.
I think regardless of the result of game 1, I think there's a possibility that Coach Chot will use different tactics per game. Like he will double Junmar first game, second game para para maratel lang yung game.
Pwede. I mean, yun na nga, a 7-game series, the best of the best come out. Including coaches.
Especially
because you
at
adjust.
The championship level.
You adjust, man. So again, these two are the two of the most of the winningest coaches when it comes to all Filipino Cups. Coach Leo with 4, Coach Chot with 5. So it's gonna be a chess match. And yun, tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari. Ako, hindi ko alam. You can't hindi mo kaya iwa-one-on-one si Junmar, bro. Bro, kaibigan ko si Poy, kaibigan ko si Troy, kaibigan ko lahat ng big man nila doon. Bro, mamamasahe sila doon kung one-on-one. And they would admit it.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
you need to really have a set game plan in place. For TNT, it's gonna be Coach Chot. For SMB,
Tignan mo
They
nga si
just,
Raymond, di nakapag-gilas practice agad eh.
bro, nakakapagod yun, bro. Baka pagpunta pa niya doon, nakatawa pa yun, tapos lahat ng tao, yung mga pag-ensayuhin yan, puta, minasahe yan. Bro naman. Tapos nakakatawa pa kay Junmar. Sinasabi ko to kay AB actually when we talk. Ang nakakaasar kay Junmar when you're going up against him, mabait si Junmar.
Sobra, bro.
So it's tougher to try to stop someone who is already overpowering and towering. Tapos mabait pa. Unlike kasi pag nag-compete ka with someone like Calvin Abueva. Sa totoo lang. Calvin, when you go up against Calvin, sige, bakbakan tayo. Putang ina, wala, pisikalan tayo all throughout, di ba? Si Junmar, alam mo yung, ayaw mo namang bigyan. Hindi ko sinabing injurin mo, but I'm saying like, bigyan in a way na paparamdam mo. Like, come on, bro. Alam na, matik yan. Every time may kakat, may bibigyan, ganyan. It's part of the game. Wag lamang yung sakitan, di ba? But then like, di ba, sina Calvin, pag dumaan, babanggayin ka. Pag si Junmar kasi parang pag sumil, parang ano, bibigyan mo ba yun? Kasi ang bait eh. Tapos siya pa, minsan pag nakakasuwag, di ba? Tama, di ba? Pag nanunuwag siya, di ba? Siya, laki niya. So pag nanuwag siya, tapos nakashoot siya, parang
Magsusorry pa yan.
magsusorry pa pare. So parang, how do you stop someone? Yung combination ni Junmar ng height, skill, weight, and you can't hate on him is a recipe for how do you stop this guy? Like, you can't hate him. Di ba? Hindi ka pwedeng...
That's a very great point that you've made, bro.
Di ba? Kasi when you go up against someone whom you can hate, meron added fuel eh. When you go up against
and you
someone...
could use that against him kasi.
Oo, may added fuel ka na.
Pero if you use the kindness of one person against him, parang
bro.
ikaw pa yung magmumukhang masamang tao eh.
Wala. Hindi.
Talo ka na in both ways. Talo ka na dun sa laro, talo ka pa sa buhay.
Like kunyari pag sino pa ba ang mga talagang passion? Like kunyari ay
siguro
kunyari Jericho Cruz. Honestly,
ayan, sige, pwede,
Jericho. So pag nilaya pa ka ni Jericho, pag pinanis ka ni Jericho, gaganyanin ka niya, mga-asar siya, flex siya, ganyan. So, pwedeng added motivation, added fuel sa iyo na puta, isa-stop kita. Tangina, sa-stop kita. Si Junmar, puta, pag naka-endpoint, parang wala lang. Lalakad-lakad lang siya papunta sa free throw line. Tapos relax.
Wala,
So,
bro.
parang,
Never siya kumaganti pa.
wala, bro. So parang wala kang added. 'Di ba? Again, in any argument, in any confrontation, pag sinasagot ka, mas nabuburat ka eh. Ay, di. Pag hindi ka sinasagot,
pag di ka sinasagot, mas nakakaburat yun.
Mas nakakaburat yun, parang di lumalaban. Yung parang gusto mo makipagganunan sa kanya, pero wala, wala, relax lang siya. So, it adds, that's why Junmar is one of one. Kaya one of one, bro. Kasi, like, kunyari si Nikola Jokic. Si Nikola Jokic, may mga times, puta, pumipitik eh.
Oo nga.
Di ba? Pumipitik
Junmar,
eh.
I have never seen him.
Bro, wala. I mean, so, wala. Ano gagawin mo? Hindi naman tayo pwede makipagsabayan ng git-gitan tayo kasi
he's killing the opposition with kindness.
Bro, wala. Parang feeling ko sina Raymond, pag inikutan ni Junmar, na-shootan parang
wala pre, parang yun na nga eh, parang nakikita ko, that's why it's super enjoy to watch live.
Kahit sina Hudge, diba?
Makita yung mga reaction ng mga player, parang
wala eh.
gagawin ka dito, putang ina.
Wala eh. Hindi ka pwede magalit.
Like, hindi talaga bro, galit lang sila sa sarili nila, yun lang yun.
Hindi rin sila pwede magalit sa sarili nila. Galit lang sila dun sa fact na anong gagawin ko. I am not this big. No homo, pause. Pero I'm not this big and this huge to match up with someone like. Hindi ka rin pwede magalit kay Junmar. So wala.
Putang ina.
So,
wala eh. Parang yung tipong gusto na may isigaw si rock and roll or si Cliff.
Wala, bro.
Parang they just bite their tongue.
Wala. And honestly, looking at both these teams, if Magnolia is the Detroit Pistons of the league, the bad boys, itong dalawang team na to yung opposite. Like, you get what I'm saying? I mean, they have toughness. Don't mistake me for saying if they're not tough. They're tough. Kobontin, Poy Eram, they're tough. Obviously, Troy Rosario, Roger Pogoy. Pero you get what I'm saying na hindi sila they don't use physicality as a weapon.
Okay, gets.
So they don't use that. So ang mangyayari dyan is we're gonna see a lot of basketball in this series. Yes, may gitgitan, may konting bigayan yan. Siyempre, final
But you're
stone.
saying that physicality is not
It's
their
not
main
gonna
thing.
be...
It's like,
kasi
it's not really a weapon that they use.
Yeah, and you can't. Because if you play physical with Junmar, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Kasi ano gagawin mo? Hindi ko naman pwedeng, hindi to katulad ng Mikey Williams na pipisikali ng Magnoli. They can somehow find an edge physically against Mikey. With Junmar, kahit suntukin mo yan, sa totoo lang, like, wala.
Bro,
wala. That's why I believe
and
physicality.
I think it really helped him na he developed his game in Cebu. Bro, ibang klase yung pisikalan sa Cebu.
Ano siya, bro? Sanay na siya.
Kesa dito,
Sanay na siya, bro.
Oh.
Kaya nga, if there is someone bold enough to hurt Junmar the way he is, as nice as he is, hindi pa rin mararamdaman Junmar. So in short, kung subukan mo, hindi niya mararamdaman. Pero ayaw mo rin naman subukan kasi mabait siya. So, wala. Physicality is off the table. Ito parang ano to, bro? Parang Shaq and Jordan eh.
Totoo.
Kunyari, si Mikey Williams, kunyari si Jordan si Mikey Williams. Yung Detroit, paano natin sa-stop si Jordan? Puta, sakta natin yan.
Jordan rules.
Jordan rules yan eh. Yun yung ginagawa ng Magnolia kay Mikey. Although, magagaling din kasi iba ni Mikey. So, hindi nila kinaya na si Mikey lang ang focus. Dito, si Shaq to eh. So, walang Jordan rules, walang Shaq rules, bro. Shaq meron. Yun lang yung rule kay Shaq, bro. But physically, bro, wala ka magagawa. Wala rin. May free throw din eh.
May free throw din eh.
Wala, bro. Wala. That is why this is gonna be a if you want to stop Junmar, you cannot be physical. You have to be cerebral. You have to find a way. As a team, collectively, cerebral, mag-isip tayo ng game plan. Hindi kakayanin ng effort tsaka physical. Hindi kakayanin.
Maybe their best bet is kahit sabihin mong let him play outside, the guy has an outside shot already eh.
Hindi. Offensively, you'd still choose to push him out.
Okay, that definitely is playing the percentages.
Pero, defensively, dun mo pwedeng i-maximize si Poy. Yun yung nakikita ko, bro. Si Poy tsaka si Troy. If they play 5, or Kelly even. Kelly yung nag-start, diba? Tapos si Poy off the bench. They need to hit shots. If Poy plays the way he did nung itong semis, yung 20 points, yung 3 points niya, di ba? The way he had to pull Ian out of the paint, if he does that with Junmar, malaking bagay yun. Kasi if Junmar establishes himself in the paint defensively, and he sleeps on the paint and he's just there, so wala siyang effort defensively versus baba na siya sa opensa. Bro, ako, pa-close outin mo ng pa-close outin si Junmar, mapapagod. Kahit papaano, mayroong minus energy. Pagpunta ng pahirapan mo rin sa opensa. I think it's really testing Junmar's conditioning. Kasi wala eh. Ang makakatalo lang kay Junmar sarili niya eh. Which is mapapagod siya or again, injury was the only thing. Obviously, ayaw natin nun. So, yun lang eh. But then, Coach Aldo also put him in a regimen na parang hindi napapagod. So, it's gonna be cerebral, bro. Cerebral.
Okay, this I'll ask you. Does it still hold for TNT? I mean, of course, comparing to Meralco, does it still hold for TNT to play perfect basketball from the tip till the last buzzer against SMB?
Any team who wants to beat SMB in a 7-game series, bro. Siguro 1 game, makakalusot ka na bad start the way Meralco nakalusot. Pero if you're talking 7-game series, you have to really, you can't fall behind, bro, against Junmar. Kasi meron silang halos automatic eh. So, bro.
Even with a team like TNT?
Can you tell me that they're deeper than Meralco?
No. No.
Only one guy, okay, Pogoy, you can say na meron Pogoy yung kabila kasi may maliksi.
Okay.
Poy, you can say merong Hajj yung kabila or Almazan. I mean, I'm not saying they're all the same, but technically, laban. Hajj, meron sila. Ang may Newsome sila. Ang wala lang naman ng Meralco is Mikey eh. And Jason.
Yeah.
Wala pa silang ganun. Aaron could be that guy, but still, let's give him time to really blossom into a superstar the way Jason and Mikey are. But he's on his way there. He's on his way there for sure. So, yun lang wala sila. Pero versus Junmar, parang pareho lang eh. You really have to find a way. I don't know what Coach Chot will do. I'm excited to see what he will try to do. Although, mas a 3-point basket is more than a 2-point basket. So, if uminit yung shooters ng TNT, that could be something. You may not stop Junmar, pero puta, you're scoring more still kasi 3 points ka. So, sina Mikey, sina Pogoy, sina Kobuntin, malaking bagay ang mga ito. Cerebral. I don't know how
Kobuntin is pretty automatic now when you leave him open. I'm not sure about his percentage.
But then again, yun nga, the offense still starts with Mikey and Jason.
Yeah.
Malaking bagay siya, no? Nalalakihan ako ng malaking bagay sa akin si Poy. Ito yung sinabi ko nung naglaban sila, I remember in the bubble. And I said that if Poy can hit his outside shots, siya yung magiging X factor versus San Miguel. Sinabi ko to, I remember shoot first na to 1 year ago ata to. Or kung hindi man shoot first sa Mikey TV or something. Basta I already said, Poy could be the X factor when you go up against a Junmar, a big who can shoot. So I'm expecting Poy to be aggressive, and I'm expecting TNT to look for Poy dito sa mga darating na instances dito. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. Pero yun, we'll wait for other news. Pero mukhang wala naman na. So let's go to Sige, let's go to
the Q&A. Okay.
Ito na lang, sir. Vince Recto. Advice na lang on students who stopped school due to the pandemic and started to work instead and having struggles not to go back to school. Hey man, if work was supposed to be a temporary thing, because walang school, if it was supposed to be something, a band-aid solution to the pandemic because you couldn't go to school or whatever your reason is for not going to school, and suddenly it became big enough for it not to be a band-aid solution, walang mali kung ituloy mo na yan. You can always go back to school whenever you can. But if the only reason why you have struggles of going back to school is if nagiging successful yung supposed to be band-aid solution. Now, if tinatamad ka lang, then I don't have any advice for you. But if it's successful enough na ngayon nagkaka-struggle ka with schedule and all that, tuloy mo na. Tuloy mo na. Wag ka mag-conscious na hindi ka nagtapos. Because at the end of the day, you look for success.
Guys, we have to realize that we are already living in a time where it doesn't have to be done the traditional way anymore. You can be successful even if you didn't finish college, even if you didn't finish school. You could find other ways, other avenues to use your talents, utilize them, and be able to still find a way
I don't understand
to live a good life.
What is this point of school? Is to be successful after school. So if you can find success already without finishing school, why will you stop school for that? Why will you
finish school?
You stop that just for the formality of finishing school. Again,
honestly, I agree.
It's a formality.
It's pretty much just a formality.
Yeah, unless
you're gonna be like a lawyer, a doctor,
unless
an engineer.
you have a profession that requires an undergrad, requires masters. I get that. I'm not saying obvious ba kailangan mo magtapos kung gusto maging lawyer o doktor. Hindi naman pwede, hindi ka magiging successful na doktor kung hindi ka magtapos eh. I'm saying for other stuff and you're finding success already without finishing school, what's the point of it? Ano ang gagawin mo? You'll stop what you're doing now, you'll go back to school, finish school, and then go back to what you were doing? That's stupid. You basically wasted how many years of building what you were already building for the formality of finishing school. So you worked instead of school during the pandemic, and then now you're having struggles going back to school. Kung tinatamad ka lang, don't talk to me. Pero kung nag-struggle ka ngayon because of schedule and because gumaganda ngayon yung whatever yung pinasok mong work, then tuloy mo na yan. Tuloy mo na yan. Tuloy mo na yan. Okay. Dapat ba may height restrictions sa imports o wala? Meron dapat. Meron. Meron, bro.
Ang hirap naman kung wala. Although may mga conferences na wala silang height restrictions.
Laging meron, bro. Laging meron.
Merong wala.
Meron wala. Ako dapat meron.
Hindi parating.
Dapat meron
wala.
Kasi bibigyan mo naman ng chance yung mga may hinang teams.
Oo.
It's the same as drafting. Ba't nauuna yung mahina? Gusto mo pala kasi ni. Bakit? There was one time that Kia was super strong. Nung kinuha nila si PJ Ramos.
Yeah, I remember that. Diba? PJ Ramos, what, 7 foot plus?
Bro, nakangain si PJ Ramos nun. Alala ko yun, sina Eli Revilla yun. So, I think there should be a way. People always get mad at the PBA for parity because of all the, iisa boss nung ganyan, iisa owner nung mga ganyan. But at the end of the day, man, this is a way of this is a way for establishing kahit papano parity. Is may height limit ka. At least yung malalakas, medyo wag na kayong magmalaking import, di ba? Kasi, so yeah, I agree with it. Subjectively, I agree with it. Objectively, we can't do anything about it. Okay.
Tips for those na living away from their families or living on their own.
Well, both of us, obviously me and Javi both are living on our own. May roommates.
Anong tips gusto nyo?
Oh, may roommates siya, ako wala. Ako ito. People always live with their families even if they already can live by themselves because what they think about is sayang yung pera. Tipid. Totoo yun. But let me say this right now. What you will learn living alone is worth the extra labas ng pera. Oo, ikaw magbabayad ng pagkain mo. Oo, ikaw magbabayad ng kondo mo or whatever. Upa mo. Yung mga small things. Ikaw na bibili ng sabon mo. Ikaw na bibili ng grocery mo. Ikaw na bibili ikaw magbabayad ng tubig mo, kuryente mo. Yes, oo. Talo ka because pwede ka naman tumira sa family mo eh. Talo ka in that way. Pero yung experience and the knowledge and the independence that you will gain and learn, priceless.
Definitely.
Priceless.
It's gonna prepare you for the future. I mean, it's really something that you can use growing up. And yeah, it's really a valuable thing to have in life to be able to learn to live by yourself. Or at least away from your family. To be uncomfortable. Yun talaga for me, parang learning to enjoy being uncomfortable. Hindi naman enjoy. Siguro learning to, paano ba?
Learning to be alone, man.
Yeah, learning to be alone.
Learning the real life of kung hindi ka babangon, wala kang kakainin.
Pare, mismo.
Kasi I think we experienced this because kahit papaano okay naman tayo growing up, hindi naman tayo like aminado naman tayo doon. Kahit humiga ka buong umaga, may lunch.
Lagi may pagkain sa mesa.
Siyempre, alam naman hindi maghanda yung nanay at tatay mo or yung mga kapatid mo. So, yun yung wala ngayon. Kung hindi ako,
kung hindi ka kumilos, wala.
Ako, honestly, swerte ako kasi may CK ako, dumarating yan, nagluluto yan. Pero ngayon, si CK nasa LU, kasama family niya. O ngayon, kung hindi ako hanap ng parang magkapagkain, wala ako pagkain. So, yun yung mga bagay na I don't judge people who live with their families and they choose to tipid. I don't judge that. Pero ako lang, as someone whom could have done that or could do that to this day, hindi na. Like, I will spend the extra how many thousands a month for the being alone. Iba,
And
iba, iba.
living by yourself, kasi living away from your family, it develops a lot of other things that you didn't realize that you could do and you could use na pwede mo pagkakitaan. Magandang example dyan.
And I always say this, especially after, with all the realizations the past few months. Investing in yourself, you could say, magtitipid ako, so dito ako. So that's investing in yourself. Tipid. No, bro. Investing in yourself means the knowledge, the experiences. Diba? Getting out of the house earlier would mean more experiences and more life lessons moving forward versus nakatipid ka. Hindi ko naman sinabing hindi naman ibig sabihin pag nag-live alone ka, kailangan maganda lahat ng ano mo. My first condo was like, sobrang maliit lang, sobrang hindi bago, sobrang, diba?
Oh, I'm telling you, our unit now is not really as nice as our first unit. So,
I'd rather...
It doesn't have to be nice naman eh. I mean,
the mere fact na nag-iisa
basta
ka.
it's livable, nakakatulog ka, I mean,
Yep.
komportable ka.
The
It
lessons...
doesn't have to be posh and everything.
The lessons are priceless. At ang kagandahan pa dun, I see it. Nakikita mo nag-upgrade ka.
Yeah.
Hindi naman ibig sabihin, hindi naman ako tumalon from studio to suite. Hindi naman ako naka-studio pa din ako ngayon. But, this is better than my last one, which was better than my first one. So, umaakit ka rin. So, there's a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Versus...
that you're climbing the ladder.
Versus nakakapagtipid ka. Again, man, money in the bank is useless if it's just in the bank. Now, I may have lost all that money the past years that I could have lived with my family. But, bro, priceless.
You made up for it with the experiences that you gained.
Knowledge, bro. So, if you choose to live by yourself, I'm all for it. But if you don't, it's fine. Kanya-kanya lang naman. Wala mang problem.
True.
Okay.
If di ka nag-UP, saan kang school?
Lasal. Ikaw?
I would have gone CSB or...
Okay.
And
hindi, kung walang basketball.
Kung
basketball
walang
out of the picture, I'll still go Lasal. Basketball na rin the picture.
I actually super wanted to go to Ateneo.
Ako Lasal. Okay. Any tips to gain confidence in talking to others?
Ayan.
Ito may tip ako dito. Ginawa ko to pare college ako. No joke. So, first time ko naging co-ed college. Kasi all boys tayo eh. So, when I was in high school, siguro natuto na lang talaga ako makipag-interact sa babae. Or not even sa babae. Sa tao.
Sa tao in general.
Yung hindi mo kilala. Yung hindi mo talaga kilala. Siguro latter part na yun ng high school ko. Siguro third year, fourth year. Unang girlfriend ko, magpo-fourth year ako eh. So, kahit pa paano, nanchichicks na tayo ng second year, third year, pero hindi pa din tayo super comfortable. Especially talking to a stranger. Alala mo nung high school tayo, if ever magkaka-chicks ka, text or pinakilala sa'yo. Pero yung flat out, kakausapin mo.
Wala masyadong ganun.
Ang ginagawa ko nito, yung mga ganito, hindi siya matututunan na sasabihin sa'yo or tuturuan kayo. No. It's experience and doing it especially during our time, wala social media. So, kung may nakita kang chicks sa mall at hindi mo kinausap yan, hindi mo na makikilala yan. Wala na yan. Zero na yan. Uuwi ka, sayang yun ah. Kasi hindi mo na alam paano siya hanapin eh. Hindi katulad ngayon, madali namang hanap ngayon eh. I mean, as bad as that sounds, I mean, let's be real. I-Instagramin mo lang lahat yan eh. But, dati, kung hindi mo kakausapin yan, meron ka ng galon, yung matutulog ka, tapos sabi mo, hindi ko nausap. Wala na. So, that's the feeling that I hated the most. Yung
I'm sure a lot of people from our generation
for sure.
Can relate. So,
dun tayo nagbago na parang, hindi, now or never yan. Kung di mo kakausapin yan, wala na yan. Okay, so, what I did, especially, bro, in high school, you can have the chance to talk to girls. I don't know about you. Kasi Fern ba is co-ed?
Yeah, furnace co-ed.
Okay. So meron kaya. Pero kami, honestly, Saturday lang. Like, weekdays, puro lalaki lang kasama weekdays, bro. Saturday, paparty ka doon, medyo. Nung pagpunta ko na UP, bro, no joke, ito yung sinabi ko sa sarili ko. First year ako, lahat ng tao, kinakausap ko.
Lahat?
Bro.
Legit?
Lahat, bro. Palma Hall, AAS, kausapin ko lang lahat. Kaklase ko.
So, bibokid ka doon.
Not because I wanted, honestly, not because I wanted to get to know them. It was just me practicing na parang random person, kakausapin ko.
So you're really that type of person, no?
Small talk is my
decide,
thing, bro.
Yeah, when you decide na ganun yung gagawin mo, you really will do it.
Oh, bro, talagang
no matter how embarrassing it may be.
Oh, bro, lalo na pag pare sa UP walang pakailaman doon.
Oh, pare.
So lahat kinakausap ko, bro. Like at hindi to landi pangit, maganda, lalaki, babae, kung ano man yung gender nila, bro, kinakausap ko lang. Tapos kinukumusta ko, bro, alam mo yung nagpa-practice ka lang? Like, wala akong pakialam. Pag hiningi ko yung pangalan mo, malamang hindi ko naintindihan yung pangalan mo. Hindi na kita kilala mamaya. Pero like, pina-practice mo lang, kakausap ka small talk. The art of small talk, people, you do not, for the introverts, it sucks because small talk is such a big thing, di ba, pag introvert ka.
Yeah.
But,
and I feel like it's something that you really have to develop. Kahit naman ako, I still struggle to do that Pero it's something that you should really try to learn. Promise, guys.
Bro, the art of small talk, especially in our industry.
That's coming from a naturally introverted person. Believe it or not, Believe it or not.
Introverted si Abby. Ako kasi, bata pa lang ako. Kasama na ako dun sa school play. Kasama na ako dun sa pagbibigkas, pagbabasa. Diba? Ano na ako very bibo na ako, bata pa lang ako. But the art of small talk will land you more opportunities.
That is
and
very
jobs.
True.
I'm not kidding, bro. Like, sa lahat ng pinupuntahan kong event na walang bayad, punta ka lang, people are gonna be there, PR, bro. Ang nakikita ko doon, I may not be paid to go there for that specific event, pero knowing na nandyan lahat ng mga importanteng tao, ay puta. Hahanap ako ng paraan, at the end of the day, I will still get paid because may nakuha akong trabaho, may nakilala akong tao na, so, business-wise, bro, small talk is important.
Okay, follow-up question. Okay, you said that going to events like that with people, with big people, what do you tell yourself? Like, how do you prepare yourself to talk to people like these with a mindset na hindi ka mapapahiya?
Well, number one is I don't talk to them naman to use them. I don't talk to them to. The primary reason for talking to people is
because I'm sure other people will think na shit, baka tingin ng tao na to sino ba ako?
Well, you have to at least build your brand to a certain point na kaya mo kausap. 2 years ago, I wouldn't be able to talk to these people na kaya ko. No, I kind of built my brand to the point na medyo may confidence ako with it that I can talk to people. But again, minsan hindi na rin yung brand. Minsan it's just mere confidence na. Now, again, when you talk to someone bigger than you or higher than you on the hierarchy, it's learning from them Yun dapat yung mindset mo. So, ba't ka ma-i-intimidate? If you want to learn from someone, that already implies that you've accepted na mas mataas sa'yo yung taong to. Diba? Kasi, why will you try to learn from someone kung sa utak mo, mas magaling ka sa kanya? I mean, in all honesty. So, you asking someone something about a certain topic is already showing na you've accepted and may humility ka. Na I'm not the best. So, obviously, tatanong ko yung mga tao, ano, ganyan. So, bakit ka kakabahan? Ba't ka matatakot? Matatakot ka lang kung mapapahiya ka, hindi ka humble kung takot ka mapahiya. Because I usually have, ngayon, especially I'm entering a space na medyo yung content creation sa Instagram and all that, I ask my manager na parang, okay, this may be a stupid question, but I'm still gonna ask it. Paano kung ganito? Pero pwede ka mapahiya na parang, hindi mo alam yun, but Kaya nga ako nagtatanong eh. I think it's all ego. The term nahihiya, I know, not nahiya, mapapahiya. Pahiya is all ego, bro. Kasi at the end of the day, kahit matalisod ka dyan, kahit naglalakad ka dyan sa kalye, tas natalisod ka, tas tinawanan ka ng lahat ng tao, napahiya ka, di ba? But in your head, so, tao lang din naman ako.
Wala naman pake.
Kasi pare,
sorry sa inyo.
Kasi pare, kung humble ka, ang tingin mo sa sarili mo, tao ka. Hindi ka above anyone. So, kung tao ka lang at natalisod ka, di ba normal sa tao yun? The only time naman na mapapahiya ka is because you look highly of yourself. Na hindi ka pwede magkamali. Hindi pwedeng may hindi ka alam. Mayabang ka.
And get this. I mean, as cliche as it may sound, but this is very stoic. We love ourselves so much. We say that we love ourselves so much, but we care so much about what other people say more than the opinion of ourselves.
That's true. That's very true. So that's wrong in itself. Kaya yun, parang sa akin lang, kung mapahiya ka, that kind of shows arrogance. Because bakit ka nahihiya na hindi mo alam to? Bakit ka nahihiya na hindi mo naiintindihan yung mga bagay-bagay? Bakit ka nahihiya? Hindi mo alam eh. Paano mo malalaman kung nahihiya ka? Paano mo You cannot get better at something without admitting na bobo ka dun. So you can't, di ba? If you want to get better at something, you have to admit na hindi ka pa magaling dun. Paano ka gagaling kung di mo ma-admit na hindi ka magaling? Ibig sabihin, tingin mo magaling ka na. Paano ka gagaling? So,
humility is the first part.
Humility talaga, bro. Humility. It's being in a room with the biggest bosses in the world or even the biggest bosses in the Philippines. Being in the same room. That is why when I was promoted to PBA, promoted in my eyes, promoted yon because nasa pro ka na ngayon. How am I able to carry myself in a arena filled with pros and bago ako? It's humility. It's being able to go there. Makikita mo sina Sir Kinito Henson, sina Coach Jolly Escobar, sina Jat Sulit, yung mga ahead sa'yo. It's being able to talk to Coach Norman Black na humble ka na I wanna learn. Diba? But if the ego enters my space na, bro, kahit pa paano aminin mo natin, hindi. Pagpunta ko na NC, abab ako dun. Aminin mo natin, hindi. I'm a big fish in a small pond. Bakit? 7 years ko na ginagawa yung NC, siguro naman na-climb ko na yung ladder, di ba? Ngayon, balik ka sa baba. So, kung mayabang ka and you expect that same treatment from where you were 7 years, for 7 straight years, mahirap yun. Di ba? So, yung tatanong, sometimes, yung mapahiya na yan, ano yan eh? Ego yun, ego. Pwede mo naman sabihin eh. Unahan mo na. Kung may tanong ka na stupid, I have a stupid question. I may be ignorant, but please, I just want to know. I just want to confirm. Mali ba to? Or tama ba to? Diba? So yeah, I really, especially in this era, in this time where social media is, I believe, the biggest tool now. I think it is in anything. Bro.
If you use it the right way, it opens up a lot of shit for you.
Okay.
I am not fucking with you.
This is something I want to understand also. And maybe I want to put it out there. Siguro, I'll get your thoughts. It's gusto ko rin pag-isipan. Before, without social media, you can just focus on yourself to the point na ikaw lang, tunnel vision ka lang, mag-isa. Pwede, di ba? Kahit papano.
It definitely was easier before.
Kasi maliit lang yung circle. Di mo naman kilala yung outside of your circle kasi wala man social media. Now,
tsaka wala namang distraction ng cellphone dati.
Totoo. So, medyo mas ka nun, tunnel vision.
Tsaka whatever you wanted to do, you could really do it na 100% focused ka dun. If you want to read a book, want to watch TV.
With social media there, you could be successful without having the skills, the people's skills. You still can. But now, bitin. You get what I'm saying? Kunyari, wala kang people skills, pero naging successful ka sa industry mo. Ang iisipin mo lagi is, paano pa kung may people skills ka?
Totoo. Totoo.
Laging may bitin na ngayon. Dati, yun lang alam mo eh. Malay mo naman. Wala mong, di naman kailangan, di man super importante ng social media and like your image and all that eh. So hanggang dito lang. Oh, so in your head, successful ka na nun. Eh ngayon, nag-open yung nasa taas nun, yung space. O ngayon, you could still be more successful if you had the people skills, you know the right people, you use what you're doing to you put it in that space na aakyat ka pa lalo. So, I think people skills now is more important than ever.
Yeah.
Is that a good
it
point?
definitely
Is that
still
a
is.
point? No. It's
definitely-
more important now. It's more important now. Like,
Than
kunyari,
before?
Ito. Basketball player ka. Michael Jordan. So, Michael Jordan, as great as he is on the basketball floor, o Kobe Bryant. Ano si Kobe, di ba? Very tunnel vision. So, Kobe didn't have people skills. He admitted that. Quiet lang siya, loner, practice lang siya. Because all he was thinking about is, I want to be the best player ever. Okay, he got there. In an era without social media. Ngayon, if Kobe lives now in this era, rookie siya ngayon, he can still tunnel vision and I still want to be the best basketball player ever. Pero look at all the things that he's missing without having people skills. Biglang ang dami mo nami-miss ngayon. Unlike before, wala masyado kasi yun lang alam mo eh. So ngayon, sino yung mga sobrang galing pero walang people skills? Kawhi.
Kawhi,
D-Rose.
yeah.
D-Rose.
D-Rose.
So, they're successful in their industries. Basketball, magaling si Kawhi, magaling si D-Rose, respetado, Hall of Famer. Pero bakit mas technically, who's making more money? Sila or yung may people skills na hindi kasing galing nila?
Okay, pero let me put it in another perspective also. Pero baka naman kasi these people who didn't develop the people skills or don't want to develop the
Don't
people
care.
skills don't care.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why it's to each his own pa rin yun. But I'm saying like you would still think na imagine if they had people skills. Meron kang ngayon kasi parang dati best of the best ka na kung magaling ka sa basketball. Best of the best ka na sa basketball ganyan. May mundo kasi na bumukas above just being successful in your industry. May bumukas Like, kunyari, si Cristiano Ronaldo, sabi nga natin, he's making more money outside of football than he is in football. And he's already the best footballer. Di ba? Sila lang naman ni Messi pinag-uusapan dyan, di ba? Oh, so silang dalawa lang. Oh, he's already the Michael Jordan of football.
Even greater, I think.
Oh, siguro, no? Kasi parang si Jordan kahit papaano ang dami sa conversation Dito parang dalawa lang sila Sorry hindi ako football guy, hindi ako magfi-feeling. Pero like silang dalawa lang naririnig ko talaga na naglalaban Dito kahit papaano, madami-dami pa So, let's say he's already the top of the top. Oh. So, he would have been successful na ganun lang. But is he this successful now kung walang Instagram? Or kung hindi siya marunong people skills, quiet lang siya, introvert siya, wala. Punta lang siya sa football, he does his thing, tapos uwi na siya. I think he is even more popular than Messi.
He is.
Kaya nga, bakit?
Messi is not even in the top 50
Pero may mga
Instagram
nagsasabi
people.
mas magaling si Messi. I think mas magaling si Messi, bro. I think mas magaling si Messi.
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
But
I wouldn't know
definitely
din.
Ronaldo.
Pero
But I
mga
think
naririnig ko
for
mas
sure
magaling si Messi.
Ronaldo is more famous.
Oo. Why is that? Because of people skills. So,
Ronaldo is the most famous on Instagram, di ba?
Totoo. So, arguably, you can still argue that Messi is better than Ronaldo football-wise. You can still argue. But overall packaging, you cannot tell me Messi beats Ronaldo. Kung football lang ang conversation, Messi can beat Ronaldo. But the bigger space overall, walang tatalo kay Ronaldo, bro. So, yun yung sinasabi ko You could have been a Messi in the 90s and be the top of the top. Pero may mundo na bumukas above it na biglang yung mga Kyle Kuzma. Bro, yung Tyler Hero, Kyle Kuzma. Sa totoo lang, hindi naman sila superstar Pero Kano
Ito
kinikita
na lang,
nila?
bro. Yung si Lonzo Ball. Si
Lonzo Ball.
Lamelo.
Yun, exactly, bro. Hindi naman sila hindi magaling eh. Pero don't tell me mas magaling sila supposedly kay Derrick Rose. But Derrick Rose doesn't have the people skills. But then again, to each his own yun. So, okay lang naman yun eh na, hindi, basta I wanna be the best in my industry. Wala kang pakialam sa iba. Pero if
And
you look at
actually,
it lang,
Mike, to put it also in that sphere of thinking, yung that's exposure eh, 'di ba?
exposure.
Putting yourself out there. Bakit mas marami tayong opportunities kaysa sa ibang tao?
Oh, yun,
Kasi
because
lagi
of exposure. Because we're always there, every day. Every day, Brad, naglalabas tayo ng context, sinasaksak natin sa mga bunganga ng mga tao, kahit ayaw, sinusukan na tayo, Brad, naglalabas tayo ng labas eh. Di ba? Exposure yun eh. So again, mahirap, like, iba na mundo ngayon. Ako, naniniwala ako, hindi ka na pwedeng tunnel vision talaga ngayon. You have to,
mahirap, bro. Mahirap yung
you
ganyan.
have to consider everything happening around you. Kaya yung growing up natin, yung mga high school tayo, college, uso yun eh. Walang social media eh. Uso.
Sobra,
Quiet ka
pare.
lang.
Sobra talaga.
Utang ina, tunnel vision. Basta ako, mag-shooting ako, kahit di ko kausapin yung mga tao dyan. Ngayon, bro, di na pwede, pare. Hindi na pwede. Kaya, I mean, doon siya nagtatanong about talking to other people. I believe you're considering na importante na yon because you're asking. So, sobrang importante. So, practicein nyo naman. Kumbaga, wag na kayo mahiya sa mga random people na hindi nyo naman makikilala because yun din yung kakailanganin nyo para ma-practice ninyo yung people skills ninyo to be able to talk to, higher ups. Diba? So, very important yun ang people skills. Very important. Okay, konti pa. Let's
Wait
be a
lang, just
little
to
more...
get this out of the
Sige,
way,
go.
Mike.
Oo nga pala
May
yan. Sige,
nag-message
go.
sa akin kanina umaga.
Okay.
Actually, when I woke up pa lang.
Tangin na, alam mo, parang natatakot ako dyan, ha?
Sabi, this came from John Rubiso Lopez. Sabi niya, hello bro, pwede po ba pa-shoutout yung friend ko named JM Del Pilar? He was shot and passed away yesterday sa court mismo. Siya namatay and yung gunman is nasa kabilang team. Dala ng init ng ulo. He shot 2 times and just wanted to use this opportunity to raise awareness on and off the court. We are all brothers and also fellow Filipinos. Magkainitan man sa court, sana palipasin na lang at wag kunin yung buhay ng isa sa mga brothers natin sa basketball. Thank you, Javi and Mikey.
Bro, what?
That's crazy, bro. I had just literally woke up and checked my phone and checked my requests and messages and I saw this. I was like,
hindi kumalat sa social media, no?
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi pa. Kasi ang kumakalat the past few days
siguro.
yung kinidnap eh.
Oh, this happened in Tondo. In
Wait, Tondo, di ba dyan yung mga marami panalay?
Oh, bro.
Yun. That is sad, man. But
super sad.
Man,
Sa Pungping
man, that's something that, you rarely experience. So hopefully, yung iniwan nung person, hopefully, condolence to the whole family and all his friends and all that. It's something that, wild, hindi mo maiisip na mangyayari sa court. Especially sa liga. No amount of pustahan, no amount of pride, no amount of competitiveness never can equal a life of a person. Like, tangina, basketball is not life, man.
Yeah.
I
think that's what you have to realize. That's what people have to realize na
really not, man.
everything just stays on the court. You don't have to bring it out there.
That's sad.
I didn't even want to bring this up today, but like I would have felt very bad if I hadn't because this is he just wanted to
awareness.
let people know na it's not good to
it's not.
Na madala ng init ng ulo mo.
Anything.
Okay na nga eh. I mean, this is coming from someone na mainitin yung ulo sa court. Pero puta na for someone. For someone to...
Medyo wild yun. Medyo wild yun. That totally like wild. So yeah, hopefully everybody will be aware. And it's really not that serious. Like, basketball is not that serious. It's literally just a game, guys. Yeah. Especially kung hindi naman panalay yan, papawis, bro. Come on.
Oh, bro.
Again, hopefully everything
kahit naman hanggang sa PBA or whatever, it's never good to do it. Never.
Well,
ever.
Hopefully, I don't know what I'm hoping for. Because I can't say hopefully maayos ang lahat. Diba? But hopefully, okay yung family na naiwan. Condolence to you guys. And yeah, spread awareness lang siguro na sometimes yung init ng ulo, wala eh. You can't control other people. So might as well just control yourself and, try to iwas na lang sa mga ganitong mga bagay-bagay. Diba? So, yeah. Siguro 10 more minutes.
Okay.
Kahit fast talk na lang natin yung mga iba dito.
Sige.
Ano meal plan nyo? Ako wala.
Wala.
Any vitamins you recommend? Ako wala. May ipopost ako next week, Enervon. So, yan yun. Mag-Enervon kayo. Ano pa ba? Oy! Ganda to. Christian Koljack. Maganda to. Koljack ang puta. Hindi ko alam
Parang
kung
si
legit
Koljack.
to ha. Hindi
Melegree.
Koljack. Okay. Isa lang pwede makuha sa final 12 each. Ota. Kiefer or Bolik?
Sorry, Keith. Bolik.
I'm going Bolik. I'm going Bolik, bro. Sorry.
Ito eh, medyo mahirap.
Halalon or alas?
Alas or halalon?
Alas ako po. Bata ko yan. Subjective. Subjective naman na lahat to eh. Magaling naman na lahat yan eh.
Sige,
ako
halalon.
alas. Sige. 30 or Ray?
30 ako.
Ray ako. Oh, puta talaga nag-iiba tayo. White or Newsome?
Dwight.
I'm going Newsome. Sorry. I'm going Newsome. Iba yung second to none yung leadership ni Newsome. K-Cams or Carl T? Carl T ako.
Sige, K-Cams ako.
So, kakaiba tayo. Yeah, that's just for fun lang naman. Naisip nyo na ba ni Javi Palanya kung hanggang kailan nyo
hanggang
gagawin?
Hanggang sa kailan kaya namin?
The moment na hindi na namin ginagawa to, we've made it.
Yun.
Totoo lang, bro. Kung para hindi na namin gawin to, masyado na kaming big time nun. Like,
as in, masyado na kaming walang oras kasi binabayaran na kami talaga for our whole day.
Wala na.
Wala
pero
na talaga kaming time or crack to be able, crack in the day to be able to
si Joe Rogan nga, sobrang hanggang ngayon puta, banat pa rin ang banat ng podcast. No, actually, the goal is not to stop. Actually, no, the goal is not to stop. Yeah, the goal is to get paid doing this.
Yeah.
So, hindi ko rin namin makita na mag-stop kami anytime soon. Unless, well, actually, hindi. Naisip ko, sasabihin ko sana kung wala na nanonood sa amin. But then again, you can't base your efforts on people's support. So, you just keep, wala. It's not gonna stop. The goal is to get paid doing this. Ito mismo. Like, we're getting paid outside of this, but ito mismo ang ginagawa namin. That's the goal. Okay. Championship favorites this NBA season. Damn. Golden State pa din ako.
Yeah, I think Golden State.
Thoughts about Chris McCullough na willing maging naturalized idol?
That's good, of course. Good. But at the end of the day, that's not our decision to make. Yeah.
I think he could be a good...
Yeah, but like, if you're looking at it from a basketball standpoint, he could be a good naturalized player because he has the height. Chris McCullough is 6'8", 6'9"?
Yeah.
He has the height. He can handle the basketball. He could score. So that's really those are really good qualities for an import. And it really depends on what we're finding in a naturalized player.
Yeah, that's true. Okay yan, Chris McCullough. College tips para sa mga freshmen. The same as my tips for guys who are entering the workforce for the first time. Be a sponge, man. Yeah. Yun ang biggest asset mo, biggest investment mo, yung knowledge. Nothing else but that. Especially when you're young, putang. Surplus of knowledge lang talaga kailangan mo tsaka experience. Okay.
Sino? Ano kaya pag nagkasabay-sabay yung Mikee Reyes, Kobe para sa Trichy Rivera sa UP? Gulo yan.
Lahat pa po.
Gulo yan. Puta, puro GH pa pala. Putang.
Lahat pa cute. Okay.
Taga GH talaga no?
Ito, no? GH pala lahat to, no? Reason why you fall in love with basketball can be a player or just someone who inspires you a lot. Pwede naman.
Hindi, I think tinatanong niya tayo.
Wala eh. My dad was a basketball player. So
my dad.
It was like, I was like born into it. Favorite James Yap moment ninyong dalawa? Bro, binigyan ako ng James Yap jersey nga nung grade. Nakwento ko na ba to? Grade 5 ako.
Ni James Yap mismo?
Kasi, daddy ko coach sa San Beda. So naglalaro yan, lalaban yan sa mga Father Martins, ganyan. So yung mom ko, nilapitan si James Yap. Magbo-birthday ako. So this was what happened. Idol ko si James Yap nun eh. So one day, birthday ko yun, may gift ako, binigay ng mom ko. Pagbukas ko, James Yap jersey. Na signed.
Shit,
So when I opened
solid.
it, James Yap jersey, parang ang sese ako, James Yap to, totoo ba to? My mom calls James Yap. And I talked to James Yap.
Shit.
And
That's
my mom was
solid.
like, oh, si James Yap. I talked to literally, I was like, di naman to si James Yap. Like, I was literally telling James Yap, di naman to si James Yap. Si Tito ano to eh. Like, Tito ko, ganyan. Di naman to si James Yap. And then, I was really like, hindi ako naniniwala si James Yap kausap ko. And then, my mom gets the phone. So, binigay ko na kay mom, sa mami ko, di mo si James Yap eh. Binigay ko phone sa mami ko. Then, my mom goes to the phone. Wala, ayaw maniwala eh. And then he says, oh, pero thank you sa jersey, ganyan. Salamat, good luck, ganyan. Sige, tita, kita tayo soon, ganyan. Pagkakalaban namin sa Beda, tapos pinabanan niya yung phone. And then, syempre, yung pride mo bata ka, di naman si James Yap. Pero, deep inside pa, si James Yap ba yun? Si James Yap ba yun? Parang,
Did you ever get to confirm with him?
Hindi na, like it's something that if you bring up now, I'm sure hindi na niya naaalala. Usually naman yung mga ganyan interaction na nakakaalala yung bata, hindi naman yung sa sobrang daming interaction yan, 'di ba, being James Yap. Pero like nung binaba niya yung phone talaga, I was like, dude, mo James Yap yun. Pride na lang eh, pero sa loob-loob mo, ina si James Yap ba yun? So yeah, yun yung favorite ko. James Yap. Meron ka ba?
Wala bro eh. Dami masyado.
Totoo. Okay naman si James Yap eh. Wait yan. Okay. Sa ngalan ni Jose, just watch the movie tayo sa huling buwan ng taon. Gaano ka-importante na may proper closure ka sa previous relationship bago magsimula ng bago? Tsaka paano mo masasabi na may closure?
That's all you, bro.
This is deep, bro.
That's all you.
You know what? Honest. Ito honest, full disclosure. So my longest relationship, 9 years. 9 years. On and off yun, on and off. Bata ka eh, siyempre daming kalokohan. So on and off, 9 years. Pero 9 years, bro. Solid 9 years. Never had closure. To this day. No closure to this day. And it's not something I look back on. I think closure is a state of mind. It's not a conversation. Like, di ba, you would think closure is a conversation. No, it's a state of mind. Closure is a state of mind. It's something you personally have to accept within you, that you close that chapter of that part of your life. It's not a conversation. So I remember ang last usap namin, tangina, full disclosure, last usap namin was, so we broke up. Siyempre nag-break kayo, nag-uusap pa kayo after nun, di ba? So we were already set na hindi na kami magbabalikan. So our last conversation was, let's have coffee for closure. And then, okay na. And then our last exchange was, sige, let's see next week when we're both free. Okay, sige, I'll get back to you. O sige. Never again. Zero after that. Hindi na kami nag-usap.
Amicable naman pala yung yung last conversation nyo.
Pero
akala ko,
but the conversation was, let's talk about it. Ano ba talaga? We still don't know hanggang ngayon anong nangyari. Like, wala. Yun nga yung conversation dapat para malabas namin lahat, tapos na. It never happened. So the closure never happened. To this day, guys, the closure never happened. This was a 9-year relationship. Itong ex kong to, may asawa na, may anak na. Ako, obviously, happy ako in my relationship. I'm building my career. Wala na. And there is that, wala, hanggang ngayon, blocked ako sa phone niya, which I believe, siguro, blinak na ako yung time na yun, pero hindi na niya ulit na unblock. Whatever. But, ako, closure is important within yourself. Pero closure in terms of like, I don't see it as I don't put too much weight on it na parang people are like, di, kailangan may last No. State of mind yun eh. State of mind yun.
I believe also that if you have the opportunity naman, why not?
Oh, if you have the opportunity, nandyan naman na kayo. I won't run from it.
Yeah, but it's not something you have to dwell on.
Exactly.
Like, parang,
exactly.
if di mo gawin, di na uusad buhay mo.
Oo. If let's say she asks for a conversation, baka bigay ko. If, kumbaga, it's not something I will run from, but it's also not something I will have to have para lang makapag-start na ako ng bagong relate. No,
That's bullshit. That's
ano
totally
yan,
bullshit.
internal.
That's all
Oo.
you.
Internal. Internal lang. Close it. Yung chapter na yung close mo sa buhay mo. I'm not saying totally forget about the person. Never mo naman makakalimutan yung tao eh. But, di ba, especially if you see her from afar, see him from afar, maalala mo pa din naman yung mga moments yun dati. But, that's it. That's about it. And then, maging masaya ka sa next. You don't have to completely forget about the person to be happy with another person. Yun na naniniwala ako dun. So, yeah. So, ilan na ba ang ex ko?
1,
4.
2, 3.
Ay, 3. 3.
3.
Sabagay kasi sa UP lahat eh, no? 3 lang ex ko.
Talaga.
3 ex ko.
Sure ka?
3. Ex-girlfriend We're talking about ex-girlfriend. 3 ex-girlfriend ko. Yun yung pinakamaba yung 9 years. So, yun yung ano na yun. Hanggang ngayon, ano si CK dun eh. Kumbaga, ano ni CK yun, bro? Kumbaga, yun lang ang nirespeto ni CK dun sa tata. Yun lang yung, bro.
Pero I would understand naman why.
Yun lang yung ano niya talaga. Yung parang, yun lang yung galit siya sa akin. Si CK galit siya sa akin na, ba't mo kasi niloko yung babaeng yun? Like, siya pa yung galit sa akin na parang, okay, again, we didn't break up there was no concrete incident That's why we finally broke up Parang it just was so long already. Pero meron akong mga kalokohan during, alam mo yun, nati college. Pero like, galit siya sa akin, ba't kasi hindi mo inayos yung ganyan? Like, alam mo ba, babe, na kung inayos ko yun at naging kami, hindi magiging tayo. So, di ba? Siya lang yung respeto. The funniest thing, di ko alam kung nakwento na ko na to, but like, bago pa lang kami ni CK, siguro mga ilang weeks pa lang kami. Nagsi-cellphone siya sa tabi ko. Nag-Instagram. Nagsi-scroll. Puta, dumaan yung ex ko. Sa timeline niya. So, nung dumaan, sabi ko, oh, ex ko yan Ha? Ex mo to? Sabi ko, oh, ex ko yan. O, di nga. Oo nga, ex ko nga yan. Kaya lang, blocked ako so hindi ko nakikita yung mga yan. Sa akin kasi, at least kahit pa paano sa explore, makikita mo kung hindi ka blocked, di ba? Kasi syempre, tayo mutual Pero, like, oh, ex ko yan, ganyan. Di nga, ex mo to. Oh, bakit? Wala lang, tuwan-tuwa ako dito So, sumalungkot niyang in-unfollow just for the sake of like formality na hindi ko pwedeng pinapollow yung ex ng boyfriend ko ngayon. So, in-unfollow niya nang malungkot siya. So, ganun yung respeto niya dun sa ex kong yun.
Kaya respeto naman kasi talaga.
In fairness. Nothing to say. Okay, last 3. Sige na, pagbigyan na namin kayo.
Last 3. Okay.
Friday naman ngayon. Papawis or paparty? Tangina mo.
Ano?
Papawis or paparty? Wala. Subukan ito bro, may sasabihin ako dito. Mark Delgado.
Papawis or paparty?
Ako obvious naman ako papawis ako. I don't even consider this a question. Sige, ikaw. Pili ko ikaw din naman papawis.
Papawis kung weekday.
Totoo. Pag weekend.
Kung Friday.
Hindi, depende ko anong oras.
Yan, tama. Time is key.
Kung hapon, papawis. Kung gabi, paparty. Ito bro, legit. Movies or TV series recommendations.
Yan.
Bro, ito no joke Guys, hear me out. I watched it because it was Barney. Si Neil Patrick Harris.
Si Neil Patrick.
So I watched Uncoupled. Kasi Barney, Neil Patrick Harris. So
I've been seeing it on my
siya yung nakita dun sa poster, movie, series poster. Pinanood ko. Bro, there are wag tayo mag-cancelan dito. But there are moments, there are scenes na medyo ayoko makita. So medyo but it's a great series, bro. So I'm telling you guys.
What is it about? Like what's the gist of it?
LGBT community. Dating in the LGBT community. Like, I don't want to use any derogatory terms. So, hopefully, tama yung LGBT community. So, mga gay men. So, the gist is, he's gay. He has a boyfriend of 17 years. And then they broke up. And he's 40 na. So, basically, after 17 years, he's put back into the dating world, which obviously, sobrang iba na. Tas yun. Tas bro, nakakatuwa. Like, nag-grinder siya. Like, ganon bro. So, may mga scenes lang na hindi ako like,
Siyempre pare. I mean, natural naman siguro yun. You're a straight guy.
Naman. Like, people say na if you're really straight, kaya mo dapat manood ng ganyan. Ako yung tipong, bakit ko kailangan i-prove sa sarili ko na straight ako by watching yung scenes na yon? So si CK pa yung, so minsan nanood si CK kasama ko. And I'm like, pag nagsisina ng ganon, like, okay, pasa ko ng konti. Si CK pa yung, babe, wag mo yung fast forward, like, palurin natin yung ganyan. Sabi ni CK, bakit pag dalawang babae? Babe, you have to understand, iba yun. You have to understand. Iba yun. Iba yun. Hindi naman tayo inequality, pero iba yun. Like, sorry old school tayo. 90s kids tayo. So,
yan old school, bro. Kahit
sorry, hanggang ngayon. Pero iba yun, babe. You have to understand. Iba yun.
Hindi pala naiintindihan.
Pero no joke, like Uncoupled is a super entertaining feel-good series na mga gay men, but you know, it's cool. Panoorin mo, bro. Promise, kung may oras ka. Sa biyahe mamaya, panoorin mo lang.
Try that. Sige,
download mo habang nandiyan ka sa bahay, tapos panoorin mo sa biyahe. Anyway, ikaw, anong series mo ngayon? Meron ka ba ngayon?
Ngayon wala, bro, kasi wala talagang oras manood ng mga series.
Totoo. Ako paggabi.
Pero guys, Peaky Blinders, if di nyo pa mapapanood, promise.
Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
And the new season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is out.
Tapos ko na nga eh. Di ko ako dun. But yeah. Sorry guys, that's all the time we have. We always have fun pag Q&A yung ending. But it's a Friday, so pinibigyan namin kayo 120. Alright, thank you very much guys. Hopefully you can catch the PBA on Sunday and also yung PBL mamaya sa Bataan. Nandiyo si Javi.
Yes, sir.
So good luck and you all have a great weekend. The name is Mikee Reyes.
This has been Javi Palanya.
Take care of yourselves. Take care. Peace and love. See you all next week.